"Hey, I had a super boring call today," but soon after, it rang again. When he picked up, still nobody spoke. Suddenly, old Jin had an epiphany and jumped off the couch like he'd seen a ghost, yet the phone was. He dashed to the balcony to check for the killer, only to accidentally discover that the family dog was missing. His wife insisted on finding their old dog downstairs. Old Jin, scared, followed like a sidekick. After searching for a long time, the pup was still sleeping. Old Jin was anxious, feeling like he might be the killer's next target. The cops arrived. Old Jin at work. His wife seated them. They checked the surveillance footage. They found footage of him coming home with that lady upstairs, of course. His wife was completely in the dog. So, the police left swiftly. Old Jin, stepping off the bus, was stunned. Missing dog posters were everywhere. The posters even had the home address on them. Old Jin was scared out of his wits. If the killer sees this, I'm done. He panicked, ripped down a poster, speed walked home, unaware of the tailing motorcycle. Old Jin sped up, heart racing. Thankfully, at the last second, Uncle Kwon appeared just in time to save the day. The cops sensed the killer nearby, scaring Old Jin into silence. Brother Ming then got the call from the precinct. They caught the killer. Old Jin breathed a sigh of relief, feeling like he could finally relax. He looked up, checked the killer's photo online, and when he compared it, his heart sank. It wasn't even the same person. The real killer was still out there, and Old Jin was quaking in his boots. They had just moved in, so logically, who'd he even come to visit? He nervously opened the door, only to find that woman from the elevator. He pulled out his phone, trying to explain that the guy in the picture was not the killer. She knew Old Jin had seen the scene, but had to deny it to save her skin. Old Jin had no choice but to play dumb, but then she suddenly got riled up, insisting he report it. He was done living life on edge, so he pushed her out the door. Little did he know, he just sent her into a world of trouble. The elevator doors opened unexpectedly, and in walked a man in a hat. The woman quickly recognized him. It was the killer from that night. She was startled, holding her breath tightly, and casually walked out of the elevator as if nothing had occurred at all. As she reached for her door, the man sprinted over like a 100-meter dash, and Old Jin was there wondering if he should call. Turns out, during the commotion, she dropped her phone. Old Jin picked it up and dashed upstairs to return it. However, the door was ajar. He peeked in, and what he saw was something he'd regret for life. Her phone rang wildly again, and he bolted downstairs, with the killer hot on his tail. Old Jin ran like the wind, finally reaching the guard booth to call for help, when he suddenly heard his wife and daughters. He was wide-eyed, realizing the killer was right behind him, and his wife was completely clueless. He panicked and quickly put the phone down, promising to behave, holding his wife and daughter tightly. Just then, Brother Ming found him again. Turns out, he also thought that guy wasn't the real killer. He wasn't scared, but the real killer was right behind them. Old Jin was frozen in fear. To get rid of Ming, Old Jin had no choice but to speak harshly. Seeing his face, Ming left in disappointment. Suddenly, their long-lost dog came back. His wife and daughter were thrilled, but Old Jin was on edge. This was just the killer's warning. The next day, Old Jin was heading to work when a guy in the elevator kept putting up flyers. Old Jin curiously glanced and saw that the woman on the flyer was the dead neighbor. His heart sank. When the elevator opened again, he hurriedly picked up his pace, only to be stopped by that man behind him. He believed that by remaining silent, he could escape unscathed, but Brother Ming remained persistent and unyielding in his pursuit of the case. Brother Ming found a suspicious black car on surveillance. Tracking it to the burn site, he found the dashcam data intact. Using that data, the police confirmed it was the killer's car. They quickly tracked down the killer's location, but with no solid evidence, they couldn't make any rash moves. Brother Ming once again approached Old Jin, who was still looking for the killer's car through the police. "Is that him?" "We found it." However, there was no reply at all. Old Jin was prepared to continue feigning ignorance and playing dumb. But then he heard there was another witness. He instantly panicked, worried about his family's safety. He stormed away from the table, searching for Zhao Baidu, only to discover he was such a clueless guy. He asked if he had seen the killer. The clueless guy just nodded, saying, "Here you go, I was just here. I'm dead. I got played. No way out. Here's a hat." Old Jin's heart skipped a beat as he noticed a shadow creeping up behind him.